Hi, good morning students. In the previous class, we discussed about the elongation of bars with a varying cross sections and one problem also solved. Today, the remaining problems we are going to discuss. Second problem, that is the example 2, now we are going to discuss about the second problem. First of all, look at the second problem, second example. The stepped bar as shown in figure is made up of two different materials of length 600 mm, 800 mm and breadth 40 mm, 30 mm respectively. The material 1 has Young's modulus 2 into 10 to the power of 5 newtons per mm square, while that of the material 2 is 1 into 10 to the power of 5 newtons per mm square. Find the extension of the bar under the pull of 30 kilonewtons if both the portions are 20 mm in thickness. So this is the problem. In this example, we have to find the extension of the bar, total extension of the bar under a 30 kilonewtons tensile load. So this is the diagram which is given in the problem. In this diagram, this bar or this member consists of two materials. That is the material 1 and material 2. Material 1 having the highest breadth, that is the 40 mm, and the material 2 having small length or small breadth 30 mm. This is the 30 mm. Both are having the same thickness, 20 mm thickness. That means the given member is in rectangular cross section. And the material 1 having the 600 mm length, material 2 having the 800 mm length. Upon application of 30 kilonewtons tensile load on this member, each material subjected to same load. When we connected the material in end-to-end connection or connected in series, if we apply the load on that member, then the total load, that is the load applied on each member is same, that is equal to applied load. That is 30 kilonewtons. That means 30 kilonewtons is applying in the first material, is also 30 kilonewtons applying in the on the second material. So each material having the each material subjected to same load of 30 kilonewtons. Both are tensile load. That means the load which tends to increase the length of the members. Let us go for solution for this problem. Before going to calculate the extension of the bar, we have to calculate the extension of the first material and extension of the second material. By summing of the total two extensions, we get total extension of the bar. So solution A1 is the area of the first material. This is the one, this is the second material. A1 is the area of the first material. The A1, how to calculate the area in this case? If it is circular rod, the area formula is pi by 4d square, but it's not circular rod because the breadth is given and the thickness is given like this. Cross-sectional area like this. That is a rectangular cross-section. Breadth and thickness is given, therefore area is breadth into thickness. So 40 to 20, 800 mm square. A2, this the breadth is 30 mm and thickness is in this direction 20 mm. So 30 into 20 is 600 mm square. These are the two areas, cross-sectional area of the two materials. After calculating the areas, extension of the first portion. Extension of the first portion means the 600 mm length rod can be calculated by the formula, basic formula PL by AE. That is the first member. We can write it as PL1 by A1 even because P is the constant. The load P applied on the members in each material is same. That is 30 kilonewtons. So PL1 by A1 E1 is the extension of the first member. PL2 A2 E2 PL2 by A2 E2 is the extension of the second member. So L1 is the different, that is the lengths are different, areas are different, and Young's modulus are also different in this case because here in the problem the material 1 has the Young's modulus 2 into 10 to the power of 5 and the material 2 1 into 10 to the power of 5 newtons per mm square. That means two different materials are attached like this. So Young's modulus are also different. By substituting all the values for the first material, that is the load 30 into 10 cube, 30 kilonewtons into 10 cube, 30 into 10 cube is the newtons. Length of the first material is 600 mm, area is 800 mm square, and E1 is the 2 into 10 to the power of 5, its value, Young's modulus for the first material. So after upon substitution, we can get the extension of the first material is 0.1125 mm. Clear? Coming to the second extension of the second material, we can calculate similar process. Extension of the second portion is second material is PL2 by A2E2. So P is the load which is applying on the second material is also 30 into 10 cube, and the length of the second material has given 800 mm square. 800 millimeter. This is the in the problem. Second material length is 800 mm, and the area 600 mm square is calculated breadth into thickness of the second material. And Young's modulus is Young's modulus is 1 into 10 to the power of 5 for the second material. Upon substitution of all the values, you will get the extension of the second portion is 0.4 millimeters. Therefore, the total extension of the bar is equal to the extension of the first material plus extension of the second material, 0.1125 mm plus 0.4 mm. The total extension of the bar becomes 0.5125 millimeters. This is the positive value. Positive, what is the positive value? That the extension of the bar is taken as the positive. The decrease in length of the member is taken as negative. So this is the total. Two materials are extended, that is elongates. Therefore, the final extension is 0.125, the summation of two material extensions. Clear, students? Are you understand? Then let us see another example on this case. Another example is this MOS subject. Dear students, this MOS subject is totally problematic subject. There is no theory part in it. Everything I will show on the slide, every problem I solved, and I will give the homework to the on this worked examples. I will give the some of the problems as homework. Okay, let us go for example 3. An axial pull of 35,000 newtons is acting on a bar consisting of 3 lengths as shown in figure. If the Young's modulus is 2.1 into 10 to the power of 5 newtons per mm square. Here the Young's modulus value is only given 2.1 into 10 to the power of 5 newtons per mm square for the three portions. That means the three sections, section 1, section 2, section 3 made up of same material. The three sections having the same Young's modulus 2.1 into 10 to the power of 5 newtons per mm square. Here we have to determine the stress in each section and the total extension of the bar, 2 bits. Stress in each part, that is what is the stress induced in the section 1, section 2 and section 3. What is the total elongation upon application of 35,000 newtons tensile. Clear? This is the diagram which is given. The section 1 having the diameter 2 centimeter diameter, section 2 is the 3 centimeter diameter, section 3 is the 5 centimeter diameter. The diameter is mentioned. Diameter means the given members are circular in section, circular shape. So circular rod, it is made up of circular rod with a different cross sections, different diameters. So 2, 3, 5 centimeters are diameters. Upon which the 35,000 newtons is applying on both sides. This is the tensile. How it is called the tensile? The tensile is the pulling load which tends to increase the members. So this is called the tensile load, 35,000 newtons. The three sections having the different lengths, that is the 20 centimeters of the first section, 25 centimeters second section, third section having the length is 22 centimeters. So we have to focus on the stress in each section and total extension of the bar. Clear? So coming to the solution, the axial pull on the member is 35,000 newtons. It is in the problem. The length of the section 1 is 20 centimeter. We have to convert it into millimeter. 20 centimeter is equal to 200 mm. So diameter of the section 1 is D1 is given as 2 centimeter. It is also converted into millimeters to 20 millimeter, 20 mm. Then area of the section is becomes pi by 4, 20 square. Because it is a circular in section, the area formula is pi by 4 d square. Pi by 4, 20 square, that is the 100 pi. 100 by mm square. Then length of the section 2 is taken is given as 25 centimeter. L2 is 25 centimeter. In millimeter it is 250 mm. Diameter of the second section D2 is 3 centimeters. If we convert into mm, 30 mm it becomes. Then area of the second section A2 equal to pi by 4, again d square formula, pi by 4, 30 square here. In place of 20 here, 30 square. 900. 30 square is 900. 900 by pi by 4. That is a 225. 225 pi mm square is the area of the second section. Next, length of the section 3 is 22 centimeters. In millimeter, it is 220 mm. Then diameter of the section 3 is given as 5 centimeters. It is in millimeter 50 mm. Therefore, area of the third section A3 equal to pi by 4 D3 square, pi by 4 50 square. It becomes 625 pi mm square. It is in mm square. So Young's modulus is also given in the problem 2.1 into 10 to the power of 5 millimeter square. This value is same for the three sections. Okay. Stress in each section. First bit, we have to calculate the stress in each section. We know that how to calculate the stress in each section. What is the load applied on the first member, each member? What is the area of that member? So load applied on each member is equal 35,000 newtons, and the area of the each section is different. The area of the first section is 100 pi, area of the second section is 225 pi, and area of the third section is 625 pi. Therefore, we can calculate the stress in each section. Stress in section 1 sigma 1 equal to axial load applied on that section divided by area of the section 1. What is the axial load applied on the section? 35,000 newtons. Clear, students? 35,000 newtons is applying on each member. That is equal. A1 is the 100 pi. Therefore, sigma 1, that is the stress in each in first section is 111.408 newtons per mm square. Stress in megapascal, it is also represented in as a megapascal. That means 111.408 megapascals. Then similarly, stress in second section sigma 2 equal to load divided by area. The load applied on that member is same as that of the first section, that is 35,000 newtons. And the area of the second section is 225 pi. Therefore, the stress in second material is 5146 newtons per mm square or megapascals. And stress in third material P by A3, sigma 3 equal to P A3. P is the constant for all the three materials. That's why 35,000 have taken the numerator for the each section, and areas are different. The area of the third section is 625 pi. Upon substitution of the third section parameters, we can get the stress in third section is 17.825 newtons per mm square or megapascals. So by observing these three values, what is the in which section the stress is maximum? In first section, the stress is maximum. Why? It's having the first section having the first section having the less cross-sectional area when compared to the remaining two cross-sectional areas. So first cross-sectional area 100 pi, second cross-sectional area 225 pi, third cross-sectional area 625 pi. So wherever the area is minimum, in which section the area is minimum, in that section the stress developed in that section is maximum. So maximum stress developed in the minimum cross-sectional area members or materials. Clear? Then second bit, we have to calculate the total extension of the bar. Total extension or total elongation, as we know that the total extension is equal to summation of all the extensions, all three materials or three sections extensions. So we know that the formula for the extension for each section is PL by A. The basic formula is PL by A. In the first section, P is the constant. For each section, the P is a constant, and also Young's modulus for each section is equal. Therefore, for every in the equation, total extension equation, we can P by E is taken as common. The variables are, that is the L1 by A1 for the first material, L2 by A2 second material, L3 by A3 for the third material. Clear? So P is the 35,000, E is the 2.1 into 10 to the power of 5. L1 is the length of the first section is, how much? Length of the first section is 20 centimeter, length of the second section is 25 centimeter, length of the third section is 22 centimeters. So if we convert it to millimeter, it is 200 mm, 250 mm, 220 mm. Clear? So 200, 250, 220 are the lengths for each section, and the areas are 100 pi for the first section, 225 pi for the second section, 625 pi for the third section. Clear? Upon substitution of all the values, the total extension of the member is 0.183. This is the value we will get. We will get this value 0.183 mm total extension of the member upon applying the load of 35,000 newtons. So like this, we can calculate the stress in each member, and also we can calculate the total extension or extension of each member can be find out. Okay. Okay, students. Are you clear from this problem? So if you clear, we go for the next problem. This is the example 4. Here it is the special problem. Why? Because the loads are not applying, and not only the applying at the ends, but also applying at the intersection of the each material or each section. So this is the problem shown in the example 4. That is a brass bar. Brass is the material. Brass is the material. Bar means as a member, a brass member having cross-sectional area 1000 mm square. So each section, that means each section means A to B, B to C, C to D. Each section having the same area, in this case 1000 mm square. So E is subjected to axial forces as shown in figure. These are the axial forces. Some of the forces are compressive, some of the forces are tensile. How to find which one is the tensile, which one is the compressive? By drawing this diagram into, by converting this diagram into free body diagram. So we have to find the total change in length of the member. So find the total change in length of the total change in length of the member. We have to find out that parameter. So take A equal to, it is 105 GPa. 105 GPa is the gigapascal. GPa means gigapascals. Giga means into 10 to the power of 9. So E can be write as 105 into 10 to the power of 9 pascals, newtons per meter square. Otherwise 105 into 10 cube megapascals, newtons per mm square. So coming to the diagram, this diagram shows that, so 50 kilonewtons is applying at point A in the left hand direction, 80 kilonewtons is applying at the intersection of two materials AB and BC at point B, which is acting in the rightward direction, and the 20 kilonewtons is applying at the point C in the left hand side direction, and the 10 kilonewtons is applying at the point D in the left hand direction. Okay, so first of all we have to check this problem is under equilibrium or not. How to check the problem is in equilibrium? So total forces acting on the material on left hand side direction must be equal to the total force acting on the member on the right hand side direction. So what are the forces acting on the member in right hand side direction? This is the right hand side direction force. Only one is the right hand direction force, that is the 80 kilonewtons. What are the left hand side direction force? That is the 50 kilonewtons, 20 kilonewtons and 10 kilonewtons. Totally 50 plus 20 plus 10, total 80 kilonewtons. So total force acting on right direction is equal to total force in the left direction. So this problem is under equilibrium. If it is not there, if it is not occurs like that, the problem that problem is not equilibrium. That diagram is not equilibrium. Okay. So first of all, you have to check that equilibrium, the given problem is under equilibrium or not. If it is not equilibrium, the problem is wrong. Okay. So first section, AB having the 600 mm length, BC having the 1 meter length, and CD section having the 1.2 meters length. Let us go for solution. These type of problems can be solved by drawing the free body diagram. This is the free body diagram. A free body diagram means by dividing each section AB, BC and CD separately. AB section, let us take the first section AB. At point A, the load is 50 kilonewtons in the left hand direction. If we maintain this AB section in equilibrium, there must be a 50 kilonewtons acting at point B in the rightward direction. Clear? Then only AB section is in equilibrium. Then coming to the second section BC. So these are the forces which are acting at point B. That means 50 kilonewtons at right direction, 20 kilonewtons in right direction, and 10 kilonewtons is right direction. Total load acting at point B is 50 plus 20 plus 10. That is the 80 kilonewtons. So this is called the principle of superposition. According to the principle of superposition, what is the principle of superposition? The total load acting, the effect produced by the load at a certain point is equal to summation of the effect produced by the individual point at that individual loads at that point. Once again, principle of superposition means the effect produced by the load at certain point is equal to the effects, summation of all the effects produced by the individual loads at that point. Here, what is the effect by the 80 kilonewtons at point B is equal to the effect produced at point B in the section AB is 50 kilonewtons, effect produced by the 20 kilonewtons, effect produced by the 10 kilonewtons at a certain point B is same. By adding these three individual effects is equal to the total effect produced by the 80 kilonewtons. This is the principle of superposition. So by taking the BC section, that is the 20 kilonewtons. Why we put that 20 kilonewtons? Because at section C, there is a 20 kilonewtons is acting at point C in the left hand side direction. First of all, we put the 20 kilonewtons at point C, which is compression. So here the 20 kilonewtons in the left hand side direction is acting at point C. There must be a equal and opposite forces acting at the point B on the same section. That is BC section. So equal amount of force is 20 kilonewtons we have to put at point D on the BC section. So totally 50 plus 20 is completed. Total 70 kilonewtons is completed. Another 10 kilonewtons at point B. Let us take the section BD. From B to D, remaining 10 kilonewtons we have to put at this point B. 10 kilonewtons is acting at point B and at the opposite force, and at the opposite equal and opposite force at point D, 10 kilonewtons compressive. So finally the 10 kilonewtons must be equal to the applied load in the problem. Clear? These two must be equal, otherwise the problem is wrong. So from this free body diagram like this, we have to draw the free body diagram first. So once look at this paragraph. At point B, the total load 80 kilonewtons is split into 50, 20 and 10 kilonewtons. We are splitting the 80 kilonewtons at point B into three types of loads, that is the 50, 20 and 10 kilonewtons. Then the part AB is subjected to tensile load 50 kilonewtons. The part AB is subjected to tensile. Tensile means it is the pulling load on the AB. Then that tensile load of 50 kilonewtons. Part BC, this part BC subjected to what type of load it is? It is the compressive load. That means due to this load 20 kilonewtons, the second part BC will be decrease its length. And also the third part, the BD. BD is the part is subjected to compressive load of 10 kilonewtons. This 10 kilonewtons is also having the nature of compression. So due to this 10 kilonewtons, the BD section is also compressed, decrease its length. Due to that load 10 kilonewtons, it decreases its length. So by calculating the individual elongations of AB, BC and BD, by summing of all the extension or decrease in length, then we can get the total elongation. In this case, we have to take, if the member is extended, that is taken as positive. If the member is decreases, that is taken as negative. These two sections are, that means the BC section and BD sections are negative. Why? Because in these two sections, the compressive forces are acting. Only one section, that is AB, on which the tensile force acting. So first section, that is AB section, will increases the length, and the remaining two sections decreases their lengths. Okay, let us go to deeply into the problem. First of all, take the part AB, first part AB, that is the A to B, having the length 600 mm, load acting on that member is, that section is 50 kilonewtons, the two tensile load. Therefore, increase in length, part AB, this part is subjected to a tensile load of 50 kilonewtons, hence there will be increase in length of this part. Increase in length of the AB is equal to the basic formula again, PL by AE is the basic formula. PL by AE means that is the load applied on that member, length of that member, and the area Young's modulus. So first member, load applying on the first member, how much? P1. P1 is the 50 kilonewtons, 50 into 1000 newtons, 50 into 1000 newtons. L1, that the length of the first section is 600 mm, is given in the problem. Next, area of the first section. How to calculate the area of the first section? In this case, the area of each section is equal, that is equal to 1000 mm square, isn't it? So area of the each section is same cross-sectional area, three parts, that is AB, BC and CD. Therefore, area of the each section is also same. That's why we have taken A, not A1. In place of A1, we have to take the A in each part. And E is also same for the each section made up of same material. That's why E is the same. E value is 1.05. So it is a 105 gigapascals. 105 gigapascals means it is taken as it is, if it converts into newtons per mm square, 1.05 into 10 to the power of 5. Once again, I will explain that. 105 GPa, E value 105 GPa, isn't it? GPa means gigapascals. If it is converted into 105 into 10 cube, if we multiply that value into 10 cube, then this GPa becomes MPa, megapascals. Mega means 10 to the power of 6, giga means 10 to the power of 9. 10 to the power of 9 can be split into 10 cube into 10 to the power of 6. So 105 into 10 cube, 10 to the power of 6 can be represented as mega. Therefore, 105 into 10 to the 10 cube megapascals. The E becomes 105 GPa to 105 into 10 to the 10 cube megapascals. So 105 into 10 cube megapascals means 105 into 10 cube megapascals means 1.05 into how much? 1.05 into here 2 and 3, 10 to the power of 5. We can write it as 1.05 into 10 to the power of 5 megapascals. Megapascals means it's the newtons per mm square. Newtons per mm square is also called the megapascals. That's why in this problem, so 1.05 into 10 to the power of 5 is the E value, newtons per mm square. Upon substitution of all the values, we can get the extension or increase in length of the AB part is 0.2857 mm. Okay. Then coming to the second part, part BC, this part is subjected to compressive load of 20 kilonewtons or 20,000 newtons, and there will be decrease in length of this part. Second part is decrease in length because the load which is applying on the second part is compression. When we apply the compressive force, the length of the member is decreases. This decreasing length is taken as negative. So the second part is decrease in length of the BC equal to same formula. Either it is increase or decrease, whatever the change in length, the same formula is applicable. PL by AE. So by applying the PL by AE to the second section, P becomes P2 and L becomes L2. AE is same as that of the first part. That is P2 into L2 by AE. P2 is the 20 kilonewtons which is applying on the second part, that is a 20 kilonewtons compression. So 20,000 you can write as 20,000 newtons divided L2 is 1000 mm. Length of the second part is 1000 mm. Let us see once again the diagram. It is a 1 meter. 1 meter means 1000 mm. Second part is 1000 mm. If we take the from point B to D, from point to B to D, how much the length? 1 meter plus 1.2 meters. That is a 2.2 meters. 2.2 meters means 2200 mm. So second part length is 1000 mm. Third part is length is 2200 mm. First part length is 600 mm. Okay. So here we substituted 1000 mm is the second part length, and area of the each part is 1000 mm itself, and the E value is 1.05 10 to the power of 5 as that of first part. Then upon substitution of each parameter, we can get the 0.1905. What it represents? It is the decrease in length of the BC. Because due to the compression force, its length is decreases. This is the increase in length. This is the decrease in length. Let us go for the third part, part BD. This part is subjected to compressive load of 10 kilonewtons or 10,000 newtons, and there will be decrease in length. This part is also decreases its length. So decrease in length of the part BD is formula is PL by AE, same formula. In place of P, P3, L3 divided by AE. P3 is the how much load is acting on the third part. It is the 10,000 newtons. 10,000 newtons. Length of the second part is from B to D 2,200. How to get that is 1.2 meters, 1 meter. Totally 2.2 meters from B to D, 2,200 mm. The denominator is same as that of the previous two sections. 1000 into 1.05 into 10 to the power of 5. Then we can get the answer is 0.2095 mm. So it is also decrease in length. Finally, if we calculate the total change in length of the member, if we calculate the total change in length of the member, total elongation of the bar is equal to 0.2857. It is a positive one. A decrease in length is 0.1905. It is a negative one. And 0.2095 is also negative, because taking positive sign for increase in length and negative sign for decrease in length. So totally we will get minus 0.1142 mm. This negative sign represents what it represents. Negative sign shows that there will be decrease in length of the bar. So totally, upon application of these forces on the ABCD member, the total length of the member, initially it is 2200 plus 600, 2800 mm is there. Upon application of these forces, 50, 80, 20 and 10 kilonewtons, its total length can be, total length will be decreases. How much it is decreases? 0.1142 mm decreases. This negative sign represents decrease in length. Clear, students? Are you clear?